네, 안녕하세요. 팍스경제TV 코인인터뷰입니다. 저는 진행을 맡은 김영민입니다. 오늘 코인인터뷰를 찾아주신 게스트는요. 드랩의 샤오롱수와 다니엘 웽, 그리고 모모 챙 씨입니다. Hello and nice to meet you guys.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. How are you guys doing today?
Good, excited to talk. Happy to be here in Korea.
Okay. How about you?
Very nice. My pleasure to come here.
Okay. First off, could you briefly introduce yourself to our viewers?
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Xiaolong, the co-founder of DREP Foundation. I was a former lead developer of Quantum, and I also worked in Tencent and Microsoft. Okay. Nice to be here.
The core gaming advisor for DREP. Previously, I've been in the investment banking, consulting, tech, and most recently gaming fields, working in RIOT GAMES and Tencent.
안녕하세요. I'm Momo, co-founder of DREP. Before co-establishing DREP, I worked as a securities analyst at Oriental Securities. I also have operated my game companies for about 4 years. That's all. It's very nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So what brought you to Korea?
As some of you may know, we will have an IEO on Get.io, which is a very famous exchange over the world. And Korea is a very important market for us. And we also got some invitations to do the roadshow and some interviews here. So this is the reason this time I come to Korea.
Okay. Have you guys ever been to Korea before?
Yes, of course.
What about you, Momo?
Yes, I've been here for about four to five times, and each time I came to Seoul, I might attend some conference or other events here. I think Koreans are much more friendly than what I expected, and I think the blockchain industry here is very boom. I think
I love Korea. I've been quite a few times. As you know, a veteran of the gaming industry, and Korea is kind of the mecca and center of gaming, and has been for quite a few times. Birthplace of esports, and you know, some of the best gamers in the world are here in Korea. So have been visiting quite a few times. Last time I was here was the World Championships for League of Legends, when China was playing Korea. I forget who won though. I think it might be China, but it was a good time here regardless, and I always love coming back to Seoul.
Okay.
I have been in Korea for maybe more than 10 times since I was working in Quantum, and every time here the trip to Korea is about blockchain, some summits, forum, or roadshow. I like Korea very much and like Korean food, and even many of my friends told to me I'm looking like a Korean.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Partially agree.
Yeah, my hairstyle, right?
Then just let's get into the point. What is DREP? Anyone can explain?
DREP aims to be the blockchain connector, and we have a toolkit for the developers, and we have our own DREP chain, which is a public chain, and we have our decentralized ID system, and we have a reputation protocol, and we also have some SDKs for different industries, and based on the solutions we can provide, we can provide a lot of service for the companies and for different developers or applications. Yes.
Okay, nice. As far as I know, DREP has brought Daniel Wang as a core gaming advisor, and you were the COO of RIOT China, which is the birthplace of League of Legends.
Yeah, well, we're now, it's now where League of Legends is probably most prominent. The birthplace was actually quite a few years ago. It's almost 10 years ago in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, I was
but no, it's an exciting industry, gaming overall, and same with blockchain. And I think two industries are rapidly evolving with a lot of opportunity, which is why I felt there's a good overlap for the two.
And a change from game industry to DREP drew a lot of attention from the public.
So I think for me, it was just a natural combination of, I saw the opportunities in the gaming space, and I think DREP and the DREP SDK can help enable some of the growth and scale in various areas within the gaming industry, especially on the esports side, some of the loyalty content side, and I think it's just early days, and there's a lot of exploration needed between both the gaming industry and blockchain, and specifically what DREP is creating to help the gaming industry integrate the two.
Yeah, and Daniel says it was a great transaction from game industry to blockchain system. And what's the reason you guys scout Daniel?
I think firstly, it's apparent Daniel has gained sophisticated experience in game industry, and we all admire him as he is very professional and very has a broadened view about blockchain industry and also game industry. And also we have talked about DREP project and also some blockchain side of things with Daniel for a few times, and I think Daniel you might like Xiaolong. You might like, because Xiaolong has a similar background, because Xiaolong was from the Tencent Team Studio, which is famous in China, a very large game studio in China. And so we have shared some thoughts about what DREP is aimed to do to improve the game industry and also to integrate some blockchain technology into some business traditional studios or some traditional producers to make them to help them to get more competitive among nowadays.
Okay, what a great combination. So what critical issues does DREP want to address?
There are three main issues we want to solve. The first one is that, as we know, the blockchain today, the biggest problem is about the performance. And everyone were talking about TPS today, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The TPS is very slow, and the second problem is about the easy adoption. As we know, the blockchain we don't have any killer app. We don't have a lot of users compared to the traditional applications. So this is a big problem. The third problem is that today we have a lot of public chains or different blockchain systems, but every system is isolated to the others. So the users are separated. They cannot communicate with each other. So these three problems are what we want to solve. Yes.
Yeah. So you guys want the system like decentralize?
Yes, we want to be a connector to connect the users, the data, and the different applications with different public chains. Yes.
Okay. And Daniel, about you, what critical issues do you think DREP aims to address, like in terms of game industry?
Great question. I think first a lot of it is centered around trust, right? You see more and more gaming companies being under scrutiny because they're improperly handling perhaps their player data or not able to track the authenticity of esports matches or game environments or bugs that may happen. One of the nice things about the DREP SDK is that rather than have to create develop for every single platform, they create one that's kind of plug and play, fits and helps scale more rapidly. But two, it helps bring a layer of a neutral, trusted party or system that you can layer on top of most of our say esports matches, tracking viewers and content and being able to reward them for the engagement that they have with our esports or our games. And I think it's the possibilities are kind of endless. So you could pretty much name any major problem or use case that we have in gaming, and I can tell you a way that integrating blockchain technology can help make it more secure, more authentic, and provide additional additive value.
Okay. And Xiaolong told me a lot of issues and problem about blockchain and things like that. And to solve those issues, why the blockchain system needed?
Okay, for a very good question. For this problem, I always ask myself why we need blockchain. I think the first one is we need blockchain to solve the problem of trust. Yes, for example, we have our decentralized ID system, and it can be used for gaming, for maybe for social network, and for maybe offline, online to offline products. And as you know, many big companies like Facebook and Google, they leak a lot of users' information. But with a decentralized ID system, we can protect the user's data, and the user can own their own data, and cannot be disclosed by any big companies. Yes.
All right. So could you please tell me in detail, like how to solve problem, Momo?
Okay, I think me and Xiaolong, we are to introduce a lot of concepts with what is embedded in DREP. I think the first thing that we want to emphasize is smart pipeline, which is creatively came up with by DREP team, and it's a substitution of smart contract, which we are much familiar with it. It has been firstly used in Ethereum, and it's aimed to help the developers to design some program automatically. But the problems of smart contract is very obvious. That is the smart contract should cost a lot gas fee, and also the storage is too small to deal with a lot of large-scale applications, and also the flexibilities is far from efficient. So based on our smart pipeline, it will to enlarge the scalability of our underlying infrastructure, and also it's a similar like a layer 2 solution to be an addition to our DREP chain. So it will improve the data processing ability in batch. So it will be much helpful for some larger scale commercial applications, and also it won't cost any gas fee. So it will be low cost for some startups and some individual applications, and also the storage is high, and it will to bring a lot of flexibility to the for developers.
Okay, where can DREP be applied?
As we mentioned, and Daniel, we invite him as our gaming advisor. The first target we want to do is about the gaming industry, and also we collaborated with many how to say online to offline companies in Australia. Like we collaborated with the biggest deliver food company in Australia, which is the Hark, and we also collaborate with EE, which is a social network company, and we also can support many finance, finance and the real estate companies. We are also cooperating with them, and in the Middle East we cooperate with Combay, which is like booking company.
Okay.
Yes.
In your system, the users' comments are digitalized and processed. Then you should have plenty of database to get trusted data. Is that right?
Sure. I think what's most important here is that verifying the authenticity of a comment, right? That they're unique and they're not being spoofed, or the fact that it can remain anonymous. Right now you see a lot of times that people get into arguments online. There's a lot of doxing happening. People making threats or trying to figure out the information of who they were playing against because they got upset that they lost or something like that.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the stories are more common than not that people try and target other individuals based off of information that a game company could inadvertently leak. Something that DREP can help address is providing that layer of both authenticity but trusted anonymized data. That, okay, this is a verified source, these are actual comments from this actual player, but there's no way to access the information about the player, so that you can still have very organic, honest conversations, verified, authentic conversations, without perhaps exposing yourself to the wider world out there of disgruntled players, especially if you just pentakilled somebody and you're pretty upset. So I think that's just one way we can address it, and there's a huge database of player interactions that we can help address.
Okay, so I heard you've released DREP Testnet 2.0 REMIN to simplify the DApp development and make it use more efficiently. Could you please explain it in detail?
Yes. For DREP, we have DREP. We already released 2 versions of our testnet. The first testnet is released in last December, and the 2.0 version is released in the March. And for this new testnet, we put the smart pipeline into it. Smart pipeline is it's a kind of layer 2 solutions similar with the smart contract in Ethereum. As you know, there are many problems in the smart contracts, the gas fee, and it cannot be updated very easily, and there are some other problems in it. And for us, we integrate the smart pipeline to solve this problem. And also, we open sourced some of our code in the testnet too. And yes.
Okay. Any other comments for this question?
Okay, because in addition, I can add something from the BD side, because we have met a lot of enterprises. They are from the traditional industries, especially some internet big giants. Actually, they don't even care about what blockchain technology is, because the user base of blockchain industry is still too small to attract them enter into entirely. So we should concentrate on what blockchain technology can solve their pain points instead of the technology itself. Because nowadays a lot of projects will emphasize their technology and to involve their solutions version 1 to version N. But we think the enterprises, they want the production, they want a mature solutions that is easy of use, that is flexible, and maybe frictionless for their users. It's not a complicated technology. They can read lines of white paper to know what it is. So from the version 2 of our testnet, we start to develop our solutions into some APIs and plugins. It means some enterprises that are those are our customers. There is no need for their developers to know the blockchain underlying infrastructure. They just to integrate our API and the plugins into their original products. It will to lower their barrier and also to save their time to utilize blockchain technology and to solve their original problems. I think it's the biggest creativity of DREP team.
Okay, sounds great. Also, the DREP team is just well known for having awesome team members. Could you introduce about your team and team members?
Okay. In DREP team, we have about 25 full-time members, and most of them are developers like me. I have 3 years of blockchain developer experience, and I also have the experience of gaming industry. So in my team, most of them have more than 2 years blockchain develop experience, and besides that, we also have a very strong PR team, and our CMO is from Dubai, and she also worked in Dubai tourism and also Emirates Airline.
Okay.
Yeah, Emirates Airline, and also we have a strong advisor team like Dan is our gaming advisor, and we also have some the president of HP Asia.
Yeah.
She is our economic advisor. We also have Zhou Qi. He is the CEO of Quackchain, a very famous blockchain project and we also have some other strong advisors. Yes.
Yeah. Any Korean team members in DREP?
Yes, we do have some. We do have some Korean members. We have 3 PRs. One of them is based in Seoul, and 2 of them are still based in Shanghai with our developed team.
Okay.
Yes, because I think lots of blockchain team is globalized, and we have to work decentralization.
Xiaolong,
Yeah.
I'm asking you because you're from China.
Yes.
Yeah. How's China's blockchain ecosystem going in 2019? And do you think it will work well?
Okay. In China, it's very interesting about blockchain. For the government, they banned ICO. You know, ICO. There is some problem, maybe scam. Very easy to raise a lot of money to cheat. So in 2017, the government banned ICO, and but the government is very interested in this technology itself. So in Hainan province, like Jeju Island of Korea, so Chinese government have a software park to support the blockchain technology, and we also want to cooperate with them. Yes, and I think in China and not only in China, both in Korea, this technology will have more and more useful scenarios. Yes.
Okay. One more question for Daniel. As an expert from traditional game industry, what's your personal opinion about blockchain ecosystem and like the relationship or conflict between the blockchain and then traditional game business?
Coming from the gaming industry, I see gaming now kind of, or maybe gaming 5 years ago where blockchain is now, right?
Oh.
It's rapidly evolving, and the state of gaming, today. 5 years ago, you could never imagine it, right? You could never imagine that, over half the world will be playing PUBG or Winner Chicken Dinner or other mobile games on their phone everywhere, and the migration from PC to mobile was astounding. And there's always new, innovative technology and games and experiences. Even the esports environment has grown a lot. And I think that's what you're seeing now in the blockchain industry. You're seeing smarter, better application of blockchain technology. Instead of just for technology's sake, you're actually starting to see a few companies break through and actually be able to show the value proposition that they add, beyond just a fancy white paper.
Yeah.
And so I think both industries are following similar paths. There's a lot of funding coming in. There's fewer individuals that know exactly what they're doing. But once you find the right team, you find the right organization, you find the right group, I think they're driving the tip of innovation pretty quickly in the blockchain industry, just as gaming industry was 5 years ago and arguably still is today. So, and that's why I think naturally there's a good synergy between the two, and I think there's a good opportunity for the best and brightest of both industries to work together. No, I think just keep an eye out on future news about collaborations between DREP and the gaming industry. We're driving pretty hard and pretty fast in this area because we think there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for having time with us today. 네, 오늘 코인 인터뷰에 응해주신 샤오롱님, 다니엘님, 모모님 진심으로 감사드립니다. 오늘 코인 인터뷰가 준비한 내용은 여기까지입니다. 코인 인터뷰는 앞으로도 유익한 코인 정보를 제공해드리기 위해 노력하겠습니다. 감사합니다.